Good, happy Sunday morning, the last Sunday of 2018. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, New Hampshire State Police stepping up enforcement ahead of New Year's Eve. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Jessica Moran.
Tis the season to save big on your next vehicle at Fairfield Kia. We've got the deals you want during Kia.
Well, Cherise, 93 is moving well right now, and state police are doing their part to make sure that's not just the case now, but also on New Year's Eve.
Each holiday season, we always have enhanced enforcements, more troopers out on the road, enforcing the laws, looking for impaired drivers.
New Hampshire State Police are ready for New Year's Eve.
We have enforcement details, DWI, speed enforcements, looking for, people distracted driving, violating the move over laws.
The holiday season is one of the busiest times on the roads, and it's also one of the deadliest. State police say 2018 is one of the worst years for deadly crashes. With over 140 traffic-related deaths, 2018 is far exceeding 2017's total of 102. The Office of Highway Safety says 30% of this year's deaths are drug and alcohol-related, and troopers know that's not the only preventable issue.
I think cell phones are playing a factor in that, as well as impaired drivers, and there's more traffic on the roads. It seems like there's more around this time of year, with more people being off vacations, and obviously with the poor conditions of now that we're coming to snow and ice.
With all of those factors, police are asking you to take their simple but important advice.
Give yourself time to get to where you're going. Plan ahead, whether that's with a designated driver or a safe ride. There are many companies out there that provide that. Just make plans. If you want to enjoy the holiday, that's what we want you to do, is have fun, but be safe while doing it.
Certainly simple advice there. New Hampshire State Police tweeting today that their New Year's resolution is to save lives on the roadways. They're also using the hashtag DriveSafe2019 so that you can share your resolutions in the car. In Hooksett, Jessica Moran, WMUR News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Dozens take plunge into ocean to raise money to help those battling addiction. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
Tis the season to save big on your next vehicle at Fairfield Kia. We've got the deals you want during Kia.
24 degrees, it feels like 40.
Don't be fooled by today's warmer weather. That ocean is still cold. Dozens took the plunge in Seabrook Saturday.
The cause is well worth it. The little bit of suffering.
The cause is being led by Chucky Rosa.
Get out there every day and try to do something nice for somebody, make the world a better place.
He doesn't always have a crowd like this, but he does take the plunge.
Christmas! Merry Christmas, everybody!
Every day, sometimes twice a day, no matter what. Even in a blizzard. What makes most of us shiver, for Rosa, this is therapeutic. He lost two sons, Dominic and Vincent, to accidental overdoses.
The rashes are out here, and it's maybe a little corny, but it's my way of reconnecting with them. Every morning I bless myself, and I ask him to get me through the day, making good choices, and trying to stay clean and sober.
It's not just about taking a dip. Through his charity, Chucky's Fight, Rosa raises money to put people into sober living homes. His efforts have drawn statewide attention, including from Governor Sununu.
We've finally seen a decrease in overdoses, a decrease in death in the state, but there is a long way to go. This is one of those issues where we say one is too many.
I'm here today because I lost my nephew Aaron a couple of years back to an overdose, and it means so much to me. And I've seen so many children die, and it's so sad.
Rosa hopes to raise awareness and give people a second chance. His message, take control of your life before addiction does.
It's really in your hands about making good choices, and talk to your kids about it, and the stigma if somebody's struggling, make it a New Year's resolution to try to help them.
Rosa says last year Chucky's Fight spent $60,000 to help those who battle addiction. He's also a public speaker and presents on the dangers of drug and alcohol abuse.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Pedestrian hospitalized after being struck in Derry. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
It's the final days of Nissan's year-end event. Your last chance to load up on tech and save big on our award-winning lineup.
Hurry into your local Nissan dealer for big savings.
This event ends January 2nd.
Well, police in Derry are investigating after a pedestrian was hit this afternoon. It happened a little bit after 4:30 on West Broadway near the store court. And police say Carlos Brown was hit in the eastbound lane. He was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The driver was not hurt.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Popular Portsmouth coffee shop to close next week. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
Well, it has been a fixture in downtown Portsmouth for more than 25 years, but next week a popular coffee shop will be closing. Breaking new ground's last day will be Thursday, January 3rd. The owner says the new owners are buying the coffee business as well as the building. While it's still not clear what changes they'll make, Breaking New Grounds is thanking all of its customers over the years.
It's been incredible. We've got to know a lot of great people, and it's just been a wonderful community. We've been doing it for a long time, and it's a business that's open, 16 hours a day and 363 days a year. So we had a nice offer this fall, and we just decided to take it.
The shop's Durham location will remain open and accept punch cards that were used in Portsmouth.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New Hampshire ski areas stay busy despite less than ideal weather. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
Tis the season to save big on your next vehicle. At Fairfield Kia, we've got the deals you want during Kia.
Bright sunshine and great snow coverage at Gunstock Mountain.
We had a little bump in the road yesterday with that inclement weather, but everybody came back today, and we're having a very strong day and a really good week too.
Rain made for some slushy conditions, followed by ice, then warm temperatures Saturday.
It gets scratched off a little bit, so when you start going down, you got to be careful where the snow starts to build up, especially in the more popular areas. You're going to get a lot of slush bounds, so if you just avoid those, stick to the sides, you'll be okay.
Workers wanted to make sure it's more than okay for everyone.
This year, natural snow is a hot commodity, but here at Gunstock, after yesterday's weather, they fired up these snow guns and they were ready to go. And skiers that I talked to say they noticed.
Gunstock's done a great job of keeping up with the conditions, considering we've had all this rain and melt going on. They've kept a good hard pack going, so it's been great.
38 regroomed trails opened this morning, and skiers piled onto the lifts. The general manager says despite the lack of natural snow, this December may turn out to be one of the best. Greg Goddard says snowmaking was off to a good start at the beginning of the month, and with few frigid days, people keep coming back. They have a big New Year's celebration planned, complete with entertainment, a torchlight parade, and fireworks, and they are looking forward to a good start to 2019.
As far as the snowmaking goes, we'll just make snow every time it gets cold enough and just keep refinishing whatever we need to refinish.
Reporting in Guilford, Heather Hamill, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Manchester cell phone store robbed at gunpoint, police say. Police are looking for a man who robbed a Manchester cell phone store with a gun. The robbery happened shortly after noon Saturday at the Boost Mobile at 168 on Murray Street, Manchester, police said in a press release. The robber showed a gun, demanded money, and made off with an undisclosed amount of cash, police said. The robber is described as a white man wearing a gray hoodie jacket, gray pants, and black shoes. Police said a black cloth was covering his face. It's the second armed robbery to take place in the city in the past day. On Friday night, a man robbed a convenience store on Merrimack Street. He remains at large. Anyone with information on either of the robberies is asked to call Manchester Police at 603-668-8711. And here is a photo of that robber. Again, anyone with information should call Manchester Police. Dog credited with saving 2 lives in Barnstead. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
'Tis the season to save big on your next vehicle at Fairfield Kia. We've got the deals you want during...
That dog definitely made the difference for those people today.
If it weren't for a family's deaf dog, this house fire could have had deadly consequences. The flames breaking out around 4 this morning.
It was early morning when we arrived. It was a 1.5-story farmhouse. It was fully involved. Fire was spreading into the L and into the barn. We made contact with the occupants. They advised everyone was out, but there were still some pets inside.
The 2 people inside were asleep, unaware of the fire. Officials say there were no working fire alarms, but their dog knew something was wrong.
After talking to the occupants, they advised they had no working smoke detectors. However, their deaf dog alerted them to the fire, which gave them time to get out.
You can see how much damage the fire caused. This smoking pile of wood and a chimney is all that's left of the home on Beauty Hill Road. The attached barn, the only thing standing.
We had 2 firefighters with minor injuries. They were transported to a local hospital. They've both been released and are home recovering.
Deputy Chief John Drew says this fire underlines just how important smoke detectors are.
That was amazing. That dog saved their lives. Without the working smoke detectors and without that dog, it's unlikely that they would have made it out of the building. Everybody should have working smoke detectors, whether they're hardwired smoke detectors or battery operated. It's always the best scenario.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Now let's take a look at your national news and world news. American being motorcycled in U.S. after potential explosion to Ebola virus in Congo. An American healthcare worker providing medical assistance in the Dominican Republic of Congo, who recently expressed potential exposure to Ebola, has and was flown back to the U.S. on Saturday and transported to a special biocontaminant unit in Nebraska, according to a hospital official who stressed that the person has yet to display any symptoms of the deadly disease. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all enjoyed watching, and enjoy your day, everyone. I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. And I have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.